course, the better for all of us on the long run. So once again, want to appreciate PenOp for keeping the flag of this partnership flying. And fortunately, also the governing body of PenCom was inaugurated on Monday, which also shows that everything is aligning together in the pension industry. So I urge all of us to sit in, let's soak in the learnings. And then when the time for question comes, then we'll ask the relevant questions. And thanks to colleagues that are also driving the process from behind the scene, the ICT and colleagues managing the process. So thank you once again. And I also look forward to because I'm an employee too. So I also look forward to a very incisive session and necessary questions at the end of the session. So thank you. I'm back to you, Isabel.
Thank you, DG. Very well said. Thank you so much. So I would like to, without further ado, welcome the acting CEO for the Pension Fund Operators Association, that's PenOp, and that is Mrs. Antonia Ifeanyi Okore, to give us her opening remarks. Hello, Ma, are you on the call? Can colleagues from PenOp please confirm to me if maybe there's a network issue? I know we have colleagues from PenOp. Please confirm to me. All right. Okay, so I think there's some network challenges. So we'll just give some time for her to come up. All right, so because we are not doing this alone, I would like to also recognize our regulators, and that's the National Pension Commission, and they are being represented here today by the Director for ICT, and that is Mr. Michael Upola. So we have the full complement of PenCom, and just like the DG has mentioned, everything is aligning, so to speak. So we believe that this is another new era when it comes to pension administration, and we'll get to hear all of that in the course of this session, and how you can even leverage your contributions to do other things. Okay. Please confirm to me if Madam Ifeanyi Okoro is now on the call, or we should proceed.
Hello, Isabel, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, she will join us shortly.
I think we can proceed, Isabel. When she joins, then she takes our session. Let me also acknowledge the representative of the PenCom DG, the Director ICT. Thank you, and thanks really for joining us in this very important session.
Yes. Thank you, sir. All right, so just a bit of network issue, and she will join us shortly. Okay, so the next thing on our agenda is actually setting the context for today's engagement. Why are we here? And so this would be the introduction to the PenCap, and why is it very important or necessary for employees generally. And just like the DJ has said, regardless of your role in an organization, you are still an employee. And to take us through this is the head of the NDMD, and I believe that is Mr. Ayodele Samuel Olayemi. So to set the context and introduce us to the PenCap will be taken by the head of the NDMD, Mr. Ayodele Samuel Olayemi. You have the floor, sir.
I think he has been on waiting room. You can use admit him, should admit him, please. He just started me that he had no waiting room.
Okay, I believe ICT has noted that. Please kindly support us from the back end. Thank you so much. So all right. So before Mr. Ayodele comes up, I think Mrs. Ifeanyi Okoro is now on the call. And welcome, Ma. We'll take your opening remarks now.
Good morning, everyone. Apologies, I was trying to come off mute, and it took me a few seconds. Good morning. Apologies once again for the late start and some of the technology challenges that we've been having. Thank you so much for making the time to be part of this session with us today. We don't take that for granted. We're building on with today's session. It's a knowledge sharing session on the data recapture self-service platform, as I know you're all aware. And really the purpose and intent of today is to build on where we left off the last time we had this KSS session a few months back, and to also bring to everybody's awareness and attention that we have actually now launched the self-service data recapture platform called PenCap. Please let me confirm that I am audible. I can also hear a bell ringing. I hope that's not affecting my audio.
No, we can hear you. You're very audible.
We can hear you.
We can hear you very loud and clear.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so thank you so much. As I was saying, we've launched the self-service data recapture platform. It's called PenCap, and we went live with this platform on the 1st of February. So it's very important to us that we continue to engage with our key stakeholders, and we continue to engage with our end customers, our users, our employers, all of our partners in ensuring the success of the launch of this platform. Also ensuring that everybody understands its purpose, and we challenge and we answer any issues or constraints or challenges members of the public and everybody on this call might be having. I want to thank NECA, our partners, and they continue to be our allies in ensuring the smooth and robust deployment of this process. We're working very collaboratively with NECA, and I want to especially thank the DG NECA for making the time to be on this call today and all of the support that him and his team have been giving us as we work within the pension industry to make sure that we are putting in place all the requirements to ensure a fruitful retirement experience, access to pension contributions as and when they are due, and especially when they are most needed. That's really the benefits that the self-service portal will bring. It's a seamless, user-friendly, do-it-yourself, if I may even call it that, platform that allows RSA holders from the convenience of their homes or wherever they may be located to go online, go on a secure platform and update their personal and biometric information. We, however, don't take for granted that everybody will be comfortable using a technology platform. So we also have the option for RSA holders, if they want to get support from NECA and also support from their representative PFAs using this platform as well. The idea is that this platform will ensure faster processing, It will reduce bottlenecks. It will just make the data recapture exercise and the data recapture process flow a lot more seamlessly. But we really want to, having launched this platform, we want to take a moment to hear from our users, from our stakeholders of the platform. We'll go through today by showing you what the platform looks like. When it works, and the way it works is that it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to do your recapture process. We'll show you what that looks like. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear how we can fine tune. We want to take any Q&As that you have so that we continue to improve and refine the solution, bearing in mind that we have only just launched it. So really, that's the purpose of today. I just want to say thank you once again for joining. I encourage you to listen. I encourage you to share your perspectives. I encourage you all to engage fully and robustly in the Q&A segment of today's session. We really believe that technology only works based on its users and based on the feedback and the improvements that we make to the platform as we hear from its users. And once again, I want to thank NECA. I also want to thank PenCom. You're going to hear from PenCom very soon on this session. And I want to thank our partners for working with us. I believe we also have System Spec on this call in ensuring that we're where we are today, and of course, in being part of how we chart the journey going forward from this point on. So thank you once again. That's it from me.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Ma, and very well said. So remember, the DG spoke about compliance, and then now PenOp, the CEO for PenOp, Mrs. Ifeanyi Okoro, has also spoken about why it is very important and necessary. Okay, so tying it all together would be understanding why. Why are we even doing this, and why is it important and necessary for employees generally? And to do this, once again, I would like to introduce the head of the NDMD. I believe that is the National Data Management Department from PenCom, Mr. Ayodele Samuel Olayemi, to take us through the next session. Thank you, and over to you, sir. You're muted if you're speaking. You may need to unmute. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, DG PenCom, Ms. Omalala Oluwara. Good morning, the DG NECA, Mr. Adewale, the Acting CEO PenOp, Ms. Antonia Ifeanyi Okoro, and all other distinguished stakeholders present here this morning. It is my honor to stand on all existing protocol as I address this August gathering this morning as it relates to the introduction of the PenCap platform, that is Data Recapture Self-Service Platform. Let me just take this initial few minutes to take us back the memory lane. We will remember that the PRA 2004 was enacted shortly before 1st of July 2004, and the PenCom needed to hit the ground running. And the first set of activities that needed to be done was registration of employers, to be able to register contributors, and so that the entire system can kick off. So we're licensing PFAs, we're registering employers at the same time, and we needed to get to register the contributors. And so we quickly acquired an application. We deployed an application which we call the interim registration system, which was developed by SocketWorks Limited. This was, as its name implies, an interim application developed to help capture as many people who are willing to onboard and to comply with the PRA 2004 as it might be. And so in doing that, we weren't looking so much about validations, we weren't looking so much, we just wanted to hit the ground running. And because of that, this application lacked essential built-in controls. It permitted multiple registrations because there were no way to identify the same person as being two different identities that are similar. So this acquired for us unclean, inconsistent data, and because the system was not robust enough to support the long-term data management need of the growth of the pension industry as we have it today. So to be able to address this limitation of the interim registration system, the National Pension Commission developed in-house a contributors registration, developed a contributor registration system in 2008. This was developed by a company called Sonda SA of Chile. If we flash back also, we remember that the model of the CPS that we run today was adopted from countries like Chile. So we got across to Chile to see what applications been working for them, and so we got this company to develop the contributor registration system for the pension industry in Nigeria. With this came with some controls, and by our own little ingenuity, we were able to decide to adopt a 5 data field unique identifier. And so what that meant was that we felt that it was almost impossible to have someone with the same surname, with the same first name, with the same date of birth, and with the same employer, and with the same date of first appointment. So we felt that with these 5 fields, it's almost impossible for one person to have the 5 fields, or 2 different people to have the same 5 fields: surname, first name, date of birth, employer name, first date of appointment. And so despite this, and because of the human involvement in the registration, there was still, this brought some controls, but there were still some manipulations around this field to be able to register the same person in 2 different ways. And so to be able to overcome this challenge again, we proceeded to develop what we call today the Enhanced Contributor Registration System, which is a more robust, scalable, and industry-aligned solution. The Commission initiated the design of this in-house application, leveraging on the national identification number as the unique identifier of individuals, and as also dictated by the federal government of Nigeria as the single source of identity for all citizens and legal residents in Nigeria. And at that point, on the 1st of July 2019, the Enhanced Contributor Registration System was implemented. Like I said, with this implementation, it almost became impossible for a contributor to register in 2 places. Now, we needed to deal with all the data that have been acquired before the 1st of July 2019. And to be able to do that, the data recapture exercise was introduced across the pension industry as a strategic initiative to cleanse and enhance the integrity of our existing database. This implementation was driven by the federal government directive, like I said, mandating all agencies, ministries, departments, and government agencies to harmonize their databases with the National Identity Management Commission's database, adopting the NIN as the primary means for identity for every verification process. So, since the commencement of data recapture, the Commission has successfully recorded the recapture of approximately 1.46 million RSA holders. However, about 4.3, because at the cutover, we had about 4.9 RSA holders that had been registered prior to 1st of July 2019 that needed to be recaptured. And these are just for the active and funded RSAs. For the entire database, we have over 8 million that were not recaptured, but we were able to identify and single out the active and funded, which formed about 4.9 million. As we speak, approximately 1.46 million of them had been recaptured across 19 PFAs. And so, in the conversation to ensure that our database is fully recaptured, we set different timelines to achieve that. And then the industry came up with this initiative to say, this recapture will move faster if people are able to sit in the comfort of their houses without any manipulation and without any influences and without any bureaucracy, sit and recapture themselves from the comfort of their homes or wherever they are. And so the advent of the data recapture self-service portal, which is acronym PenCap, was introduced to address the slow pace and the operational inefficiencies associated with the traditional working data recapture process. So today we are here to discuss the data recapture self-service application. This application enables RSA holders to complete their data recapture conveniently from the comfort of their homes, offices, using a secure web-based application that eliminates the need for physical visits to the PFA, reduce processing delays, and enhances overall user experience by putting control directly in the hands of the RSA holders. The self-service platform is designed with 3 core modules. The first module is the RSA module. This provides individual RSA holders with a seamless interface to update their personal information, upload required documents, and track the status of their recapture process in real time. And let me make also announce that one of the things that was done in the process of implementing the self-service data recapture service was to again further review downward the documentation requirement for data recapture. Before now, people needed to provide almost 5 to 7 documents, but we're able to bring it down to about 2 to 3 documents needed for data recapture. All of these with the intent of simplifying and making easy and accessible this data recapture service. I talked about the RSA module, RSA holder module, then we have the PFA module. This PFA module, when an RSA recaptures him or herself and submits with the required documentation, he moves to its PFA. And the PFA module allows the PFA to review, validate, and approve recaptured submission, manage customer workflow, and ensure compliance with established data standard. Why do we need this? The direct owner of or acquirer of every RSA information is the PFA, and the responsibility to validate basic documentation still lies with them. And however, the beautiful control with the self-service is that every step all the way from the beginning to the end is tracked in PenCom. And what that means is that when an RSA holder submits his request, his data recapture request, it goes to the PFA. But at that point, at the PenCom interface, we could see how many people who had submitted their data recapture request for what PFA. And at that point, we begin to monitor. There is an SLA timeline set for each activity. There are 2 activities to be performed by the PFA. One as the reviewer will review, and then the approver will approve. These 2 activities must happen within 5 days. Either an approval or a rejection must happen within 5 days. Within these 5 days, if there's a rejection, PenCom is also able to see the reason for which there was a rejection. And if the reason is not a tangible or tenable reason, the PFAs are penalized. As we go to the next session, it will show us how even this monitoring happen from the PenCom side. So the PFA reviews and review and approve the submission or reject as the case may be. And when that is done, the system takes it over from there. How do I mean? The moment it's approved, it comes to PenCom. PenCom's module picks this record and do the required validation automatically without any human intervention. It takes the identity information, which is the NIN, and sends it to NIN automatically. All of this happens automatically within the blink of an eye. And then when it gets to NIMC validates and return a success or announce or a failure message, which also is pushed back to the PFA and also to the RSA holder. So at every point in time, the RSA holder is able to know what is the status of this application, or it's under review with the PFA, it's waiting for approval with the PFA, it has been approved, waiting for final review and the automated recapture or a non-successful return of back. Now, having said all of this, we need to look at the journey so far. This application went live on the 1st of February 2026. That is, we are counting almost 2 months now in the journey with the data recapture service. And since the deployment and go live of the PenCap on the 1st of February, there has been a notable increase in stakeholder participation in data recapture exercise. The platform has significantly streamlined the process, thereby enabling stakeholders to complete their recapture exercise without delays while benefiting from the enhanced monitoring and oversight by PenCom. The responsiveness of the PenCap vendor to emerging issues, as you know, any new application deployed will definitely have a few issues here and there, but the responsiveness of the PenCap vendor to these issues have been highly effective, ensuring faster resolution and improved system stability. PFAs have also increased their level of engagement, reflected in the rising volume of traffic on the platform. Furthermore, greater stakeholder awareness supported by improved communication and visibility have substantially reduced the knowledge gap previously experienced across the industry. One of the things that PenCom did also, or the industry did, was to mandate that every PFA trains their staff across their branches to ensure that the first line of support in case an RSA holder encounters a problem or a challenge, he wants to visit any of the branches, the staff on ground are well knowledgeable. And PenCom and PenOp ensures to participate and provide oversight over all of these training programs to ensure that they are done effectively and they meet our minimum standard. In conclusion, the data recapture exercise remains a critical pillar in strengthening integrity, accuracy, transparency of Nigeria's contributory pension scheme through its alignment with the federal government directive on database harmonization and the adoption of NIN. The initiative continues to drive the creation of a unified, fraud-resistant, dependable identity ecosystem across the pension industry. Despite early operational challenges ranging from manual process and system constraints to low stakeholders' motivation, the deployment of the data recapture self-service portal PenCap has marked a transformative shift in the industry's recapture framework. PenCap has simplified the process, expanded access to remote and undeserved users, reduced turnaround time, and empowered RSA holders with a seamless, user-driven platform. It is a multimodal architecture that has improved coordination among PFAs, strengthened regulatory oversight by PenCom, and enhanced data validation and monitoring activities. Ultimately, the successful completion of the DRE will not only cleanse the industry's legacy data, but also provide a more accurate foundation for policy planning, service delivery, risk management, and long-term sustainability of the pension system. With continued commitment from all stakeholders, including NECA, including PenOp, including the entire stakeholders, employers of labor, with continued support and commitment, PenCap will serve a central enabler for achieving full compliance. As a matter of fact, PenCom expects that by the 31st of July this year, we will be done with data recapture of the entire contributors in the pension ecosystem. And this PenCap application has been deployed. Is a high-level software development project, and we don't want to even talk about the costing, and the hosting of this application is very cost consuming. So the industry is looking at 31st of July to ensure that every contributor is able to recapture their data. Once again, I want to appreciate the support that NECA had always provided towards engaging with employers and ensuring that the industry runs on full disclosure, full participation of all stakeholders across board. Once again, on behalf of the National Pension Commission, I want to say thank you always, and we hope that this engagement will further strengthen our commitment to work together and ensure that this industry serves all and sundry. Once again, thank you very much, and have a good session this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we can see all the hands, the virtual show of hands. So thank you very much, Mr. Olayemi. You've really done so well in, breaking it down and just, first of all, giving us the overview as to why, the challenges we initially experienced, the manual mode, the multiple registrations of RSA holder, and how the commission has decided that, let's go digital and let's make it easy for the end users. Thank you very much. And we can see, of course, that even the PFAs are now on their toes to ensure that things are, done right, and they engage better with the RSA holders, and the commission as well is ensuring that oversight function is being done appropriately. So thank you very much. I believe people have taken note, and if there are any questions, if you don't mind, please stick around so that you could respond towards the end. Okay, so we would just to buttress what Mr. Olayemi has said, remember as a data, as the head of the data department, you can see he was giving us numbers and letting us know how we still have a couple of people who are yet to, be recaptured. So the onus is on everyone of us here. And of course, we've been ambassadors to ensure that this information reaches everywhere. So we'll play a video now to buttress what he has said. Let's even have an overview of what the platform is. And just like he said, it's very seamless, it's easy to use. And as we progress, we'll let you know the kind of support that we would also provide for maybe people who experience any challenge. So please stick around for that video. It's not so long, but it gives you very good understanding. Okay, please kindly play the video.
Completing your data recapture exercise is simple. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you through the process. First, click on pensionrecap.pencom.gov.ng/RSA to access the onboarding platform. To get started, you will be required to provide the following details: your primary PFA, your RSA PIN, your NIN, your email address. Check that the email address entered is correct and that you have access to the email address provided. Then create a secure password to complete your registration. An OTP will be sent to the provided email address. Enter the OTP on the platform to verify your identity and continue. Next, you will complete the first level of validation using your NIN to confirm the accuracy of your existing records. You will then be required to carefully fill in and confirm the following: personal information, contact information, employment details, next of kin information, any additional required details. Upload the required supporting documents as instructed. You will also complete a liveness check to verify your identity. Once all sections have been completed and verified, review your details and submit your application. Your data recapture process will then be successfully completed.
Thank you very much, Okpe. And that is the platform in a nutshell. Very simple. And just like Mr. Olayemi said, the documents you require are very few. So I believe that video, one play was enough, but if not, if you'd like for us to play it again, we would definitely replay it. So please let us know. And also the link for the pen cap has been shared in the chat box. So just copy it. And after you've attended this KSS, please hold another KSS within your own organization to sensitize your employees. Okay, so I believe we have a couple of people asking for a replay. So if you don't mind, kindly replay the video one more time and then we go into the Q&A.
Completing your data recapture exercise is simple. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you through the process. First, click on pensionrecap.pencom.gov.ng/RSA to access the onboarding platform. To get started, you will be required to provide the following details: your primary PFA, your RSA PIN, your NIN, your email address. Check that the email address entered is correct and that you have access to the email address provided. Then create a secure password to complete your registration. An OTP will be sent to the provided email address. Enter the OTP on the platform to verify your identity and continue. Next, you will complete the first level of validation using your NIN to confirm the accuracy of your existing records. You will then be required to carefully fill in and confirm the following: personal information, contact information, employment details, next of kin information, any additional required details. Upload the required supporting documents as instructed. You will also complete a liveness check to verify your identity. Once all sections have been completed and verified, review your details and submit your application. Your data recapture process will then be successfully completed.
Great, thank you very much. And yes, for those asking if the videos will be shared, yes, we would share the video to as many who registered. Okay, so now to take us on this question and answer segment, rather who would be responding to question would be Mr. Muazu Lawal Halilu. However, if there are some questions that Mr. Olayemi has responses to, please, sir, by all means, kindly unmute and let us know that you would like to respond to those questions. So if you can't speak, please do well to drop your questions in the chat box. We'll get to it. But for now, we have 3 hands up. So we would take those ones. And just a quick guide for asking your question. Please introduce yourself. Go straight to your question, like hit the nail on the head, and so that we can respond appropriately. Okay, so on the queue here, first we have Mr. Wohale Johnson. You have the floor. Please unmute and ask your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, you're very audible. Yes, yes, yes. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate. My question is, I have just 2 or 3 questions I need to. Is a fallout from experiences gathered from the field. In a situation where a self-service portal will be done, and then at the end of the day, it will show recaptured. But when you check on the R2S platform, it will the pin will not be there, to not show. So I don't really know the explanation to that. That is one. And then another one again is on this service portal. How can one edit? For example, we want to pick a PFA. I mistakenly pick PFA B, and then by then you have gotten to somewhere and you discover that when you have not submitted yet, and you want to go back to edit it, you discover that it cannot be edited. You know, this is the two questions. I've forgotten that third one, but I think I need you can assist us in clarity on these two questions. So we'll appreciate. Thank you.
Please, you didn't introduce your organization, please. Can you hear
Mr.
me?
Wahale, are you there? Okay, so I'm not sure. Mr. Wahale, would like to know, are you an organization, PFA, or which? All right, so I believe that question has been taken note of. Mr. Muazu, do you want to respond now, or do we get the questions because we have a long queue? So maybe we want to take all the questions and respond one after the other for the sake of time. Okay, so next on the queue here is Joshua Matthias. Joshua Matthias, please go ahead. You can unmute, introduce yourself, your organization, and straight to the point.
Thank you very much. My name is Joshua Matthias from Citizens Pensions. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
All right. I have two of my clients that have done the online recapture, and on checking their status, it shows captured, but on ECRS, they are not reflected on ECRS. So we wouldn't know what is the problem.
Just clarity, is it just these two clients? Other ones have, gone through, or it's just this particular two?
No, it's just this particular two. And there's another scenario, the other person have logged, but it's showing that he has to visit his PFA, that his details are not found.
Okay, all right, thank you. So that's noted. Next on the queue is Khadija Saad Aliyu. You have the floor, madam.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Khadija from Leadway Pension. Okay, we've observed an issue. Basically, our clients that we have successfully done the DRF for them on trying to transfer them on RTS, we notice that usually it will come out with facial mismatch and name not found. So I don't know, is it that there is a glitch between the database with that of name? That's my first question. Then the second one, we have clients that have done the DRF. It hasn't been approved yet, but it's still under review and is the timeline has lapsed. Mr. Adewale mentioned 5 days, but it's more than that 5 days. It's almost a month now. Then the other one, a rejection has been done, but the client could not update. There is no reason for the rejection.
Okay.
Okay, Isabella, please, can you permit me? I think this session is for employers, not for PFAs. We have a support line for PFAs. And so if there are issues, those issues should be registered there. The acting CEO of PenOp is also coordinating to have a session with the PFA, which we have had several times since we went live with PenCom and the developer of this application. So I think we should allow the employers and the employees this session. This session is for them and not for the PFAs. Please, thank you.
Yes, please. I'll lend my voice to that as well. Let's get the RSA's perspective on any challenges the RSA user has with the platform, and we can handle our in-house PFA challenges separately. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So PenCom and PenOp have spoken. So please, PFAs, if you have any concerns with the process, there's already a channel for resolving. So please use that appropriately, or maybe reach out to PenOp. Okay, so I want to now believe that those whose hands are still up are the employees or employers who probably have used the platform and maybe have experienced challenges or are yet to, but just need some form of clarity. So please, as we have been advised, we won't take more questions from PFAs. So I do have Obasa Michael as the next in line. So please kindly unmute and do ask your question.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, we can hear you.
The name is Obasa Michael. I work for SciPem Contracting Nigeria Limited. I don't have any issue with the platform, but we encountered a problem while we were trying to get our PenCom certificate. We discovered and we confirmed that names on PFAs are not the same thing with PenCom. How did we know? When we tried loading the data, PenCom comes back with invalid. Then for the married women, we changed to their maiden names and the data were expected, were accepted. Data should be the same, whether with the company, with the PFA, with PenCom, as long as you have done your data recapture. So please, I want to know why this was. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That's noted. I don't know if Mr. Ayodele is planning to unmute. Can see you moving.
No, I'm on mute. I just want us to take as many questions first, then
Okay, great. We'll respond at once. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we do have Olalekan Badamosi. You have the floor. Please go ahead. Olalekan Badamosi. If you can hear me, please unmute.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, good morning. I can hear you now. Good morning.
Good morning. So my name is Olalekan Badamosi. I from ICS Outsourcing Nigeria Limited. So my question is this: I discovered that most of these approved platforms where we upload our monthly pension remittances, I discovered that they can only validate RSA PIN, not names. So in a situation whereby the an RSA PIN is for another employee, so the system will still accept it. Well, and this PIN is maybe it's for a wrong employee, but the system will still accept this personal details, and everything will be uploaded. But at the end of the day, the PFA will now charge to us that there's a name mismatch. So I don't know if it is possible if all these Apple platforms they can also, maybe the platform can also validate employee name with RSA PIN just to reduce the issue that has to do with name mismatch, because we always receive updates from the PFA for name mismatch. So my question is this: is it not possible for all approved platform can validate employees' names as well? So it won't be only RSA PIN.
All right, thank you. I believe that question is also noted. Thank you so much. So moving on quickly, we have Suleiman. Suleiman, please unmute, introduce yourself and ask your question. And I'm just also asking for colleagues to sift through the chat so that we can also get questions from there, so that once we're done taking the live ones. Suleiman, if you can hear me. You're muted, but we can't hear you if you're speaking. Okay, for sake of time, would move while you sort the audio issues. Angela Oputa, please go ahead. Angela Oputa. Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Can you hear me now? Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, so my question is, my name is Angela Oputa, and I work with Obosiele and Co. My question is similar to the one they've asked earlier, employees getting mismatch message when trying to recapture and all that. But the different question I have to ask is, on this PenCom platform, I tried to see if I can access my account. My recapture is successful. So I tried to see if I can recapture, if I can access my account, see how my pension account is performing and all that. And it's not allowing me to access. I tried using the email I use for my pension account. It's saying the email is not recognized. So I want to know whether the platform is just barely for recapturing exercise, or one can also access their pension account via the site. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That has been noted. Thank you. Okay, Adenike Adeniji, you're next. Please unmute, introduce yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, madam.
Good
My
morning,
name
ma'am.
is Adenike Adeniji from Abeokuta. So I want to ask a question in regard to a case when an employee wants to change his or update his or her employer. So, but in the case whereby maybe because of fee schedule, you are unable to visit your PFA. So is there a way it can be done? Maybe through the diesel data recapture that is being introduced.
That question is not clear. Please, can you restate it?
An employee, maybe you changed your employer and you wanted to get it updated with your PFA, but maybe because of your busy schedule, so you are not opportune to visit your PFA, but at least to make it seamless and easier. So maybe this data recapture that is being talked about now. So is there a room there where your employer can be updated?
Okay, I think that's clearer. Thank you so much, Madam Adenike. Okay, so next we have Mr. Afolayan Sunday. Please go ahead, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, we can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Afolayan Sunday. I work with Dove Prima Foods Limited. Yeah, I am on the process of the recapturing, but I've been stuck, let me say, for weeks now on image validation. At different times I've attempted, and it's giving image mismatch. So it's like, that is where I am. So I don't know what actually is responsible for this, and how do I move on from this page to complete the recapturing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Next is Mr. Alao. You have the floor. Please go ahead. Mr. Alao.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Sunday Alao, calling from Abuja, PW to be precise. In the process of trying to get our compliance certificate for this very year, after filling all the necessary documents, uploading all the payments and everything, we discovered that all of a sudden they gave us penalty. Penalty on what? We never had any late payment because we are told, according to the PenCom law, that 7 days after salary payment, if you default after 7 days, then you'll be penalized. But we never defaulted in any of the payments. Why should we have penalty to pay? Thank you.
Can we take
Okay.
this one so far?
That's all for the live questions, and then we'll read the ones in the chat. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you for these questions. Let me emphasize something. Like I did say when I was making my presentation, this is a system that is less than 2 weeks old. This is a system accessed from anywhere in the world. There was a time at the earlier stage when we were monitoring the number of hits, and we discovered that at some point within a space of 5 seconds, there were over 25,000 hits. And what that means is that this could be people who actually wanted to recapture, and this could also be attempts to hack the system. So I want us to understand the risk of technology exposed to the entire user across the globe. And so that some of these things we're observing, we will understand it from that context. And I will, from my experience, I will not tell you you deploy a system and then everything is perfect. So we are never saying the system is perfect. However, just like I said concerning the PFAs, we have a platform where directly as issues are coming up and they are registered, they are being looked into for 24 hours. So from that understanding, let me also say here that this session is for data recapture self-service. We can also extend questions to data recapture working clients to PFA. However, some questions around pension clearance certificate, I might not have the authority to answer them. Yes, I'm in PenCom, but there's a different department that deals with pension clearance certificate. However, because of my interaction across the organization, I'm in PenCom, I might be able to provide some insight to some of the questions that do not directly relate to what what I do in National Data Bank Management Department. So let me start from down up. So the first question Mr. Alao asks about why penalty could be issued even though you made payment at the appropriate time. Let me also say this in answering your question. Technology most times responds to inputs. And so there are some sensitiveness of the system to issue penalty based on what has been imputed. So maybe whoever had done that update on the system imputed some wrong information. That is why you should have a penalty. However, if such inputs, if such submissions were seen or are well rendered and this still arise, I think there's a support line for pension clearance certificate, and I can bet you that this will be resolved in a few minutes. So where that happens, it could be technology issue, it could also be the input that was provided at the point of uploading your document. So, but if you are sure that these things were done at the right time, please contact the support line for PCC, and this will be resolved almost immediately. Now, Sunday Afolayan talked about image mismatch. One of the things that the industry did before we went live was that we had almost 2 months of test run. We started with testing with 1 PFA. We expanded to 4 PFAs. Then we brought everybody in. And what we did was controlled tests, control live run. What that means is that a PFA, we bring in client to their office and take him through the process. And so issues were discovered at that point, were fixed, and some knowledge gap were also dealt with. Now, the issue with facial mismatch, let me explain to you how this system works. When you have done your recapture, in the process of recapturing, you'll be expected to upload your NIMSI slip. You'll be expected to upload any secondary ID, which could either be an international passport, it could be a driver's license, it could be, I think, a voter's card or your company ID. Either any of these four can be uploaded. Now, what the system does is to pick out the picture from any of the secondary ID you have submitted and then attempt to match it with what you are capturing live. There are some reasons where this mismatch may happen. Number one, if you upload a secondary ID not as JPEG, not in picture format, but in document format. For example, if you upload a PDF file for your document, for your secondary ID, it will give you that error. Number two is that if the secondary ID, the picture on it is not clear, your own picture is clear, but what it is matching with is not clear, it will bring up an error. Number three, if your live capture, if you are not doing it in a well-lighted area. I remember when we were testing, even from PenCom, we brought in people into our office to do the recapture. And at those points, we discovered there was this name slip that was used. It was blurry. We did expand, we did all of that until we got another secondary ID, and once it went through. So wherever you have issues on image mismatch, check your source document, how clear the picture on it is, and check your environment for your own live capture. If those two are good, there is no reason why you have a mismatch. And everyone who has successfully captured, or some people who have this issue, will tell you that when this were fixed, then the recapture sailed smoothly. Now, the next person, Adenike from Abeokuta, was asking if you could use this recapture to do your employer update. The answer is yes. And at the point, some information that we do not consider as specifically identity information, you can use the process of recapture to update them. So, for example, if you are recapturing, you discover that it's just asking for your employer code fresh. So whatever you submit there is seen as the current, most recent employer code. So the answer is yes. Now, Angela asked, can I access my account on PenOp? No. This system is specifically and singularly for data recapture. It does not have access to your PFA's entire database or PFA's system. It's just identity information between you and PenCom and your PFA, identity information, not transactional information, not financial information, not any other benefit payment information. So this system is specifically for data recapture. Now, let me also, as some questions came, let me also tell us, like I said at the beginning when I was to start to answer this question, is that we are conscious of the fact that identity theft is a critical matter in data bank management. And so in protecting the industry's data, we understood that some people can even use this platform to hijack RSA accounts. They might come and test and see whether they can even, for example, if you have an email and then you want to recapture, you claim to want to recapture and you drop your email, it asks for your email, it asks for your NIN number, and it asks for, then when you drop it and you are able to get the PIN correctly, it registers it. Now, maybe you have tried, you now discover that NIN does not, or that information you want to access is not exactly what you submitted. You can call back and say, oh, I made a mistake. Please help me change this. I want to re-enter. So the system is strictly protected to avoid these serial attempts to hack into people's account and use the opportunity of the capture to possess the account, which is a possibility. And I can give you scenarios, but I might just be opening up the system to those kind of attempts. So because of that, there are some challenges you will face if you are making trial by errors. And at the beginning, your email address is just registered and then you can log in. But when people were having this challenge of, oh, I entered my email address wrongly, we now said, let there be a enter email, reconfirm email. Yet, people were still coming with, I entered the wrong email, an email you entered twice. So, and because we are conscious about, are these people trying to make attempt to hijack accounts? Because from your angle, all you want is, you are sincere, you want to just register and you made mistake. But there are people who are not sincere. They came to take over accounts in this process, and they are looking at loopholes in the system. So that's why some challenges you will have when you make attempt and then you are blocked, and then for so long you are not able to get through it. So the first question is that PenCap is strictly for the capture. And then when you have mismatches, for example, your email, yes, we will look at it very well, because the back end is a back end update. We did not provide a front end for just changing information and saying you made a mistake and you want to re-enter it, because like I said, it could be an attempt for identity theft. So having said that, somebody talked about PCRS, the pension contribution remittance system. It's also totally a different thing, but because it's within my purview, I can give you a detailed answer to that. Now, you said it's validating PIN and not name. You see, every time we develop an application, we look at what we call user requirement. We look at consequences of doing it in a particular way. And let me give you an example. Because we understand that, like we said, out of over 6 million, 1 million has recaptured, which means that there are more than 70% of people that have not recaptured. And so if we validate name, for those who have not recaptured, their names will never match or may always not match. And so that was why on PCC, initially we did not validate name. We want, the decision of the industry is that until we are about 90% complete, we have 90% completion of data recapture, our other sundry applications will not validate name. If not, there will be more cries from stakeholders that we are validating name than the cries of those who are saying we are not validating name. So the question is, at the point of remitting your pension contribution remittance, let your HR, let your payroll section ensure that the PIN is to the appropriate name. Because what we validate, we do not want to create bottleneck where employers want to make contributions, and because the person has not recaptured, the correct name is not there, or because he has recaptured, he kept his old name structure with his employer differently from his name, and then there will be all of this back and forth. And don't forget that if there is one transaction in your schedule that is not compliant, you cannot proceed to make payment. And we know that there's a penalty assigned to not making payment at the appropriate time within 7 days. So we didn't want to bog down employers trying to. So we believe that every employer should do their internal validations to make sure that this PIN is for this person. What the PCRS system, the contribution remittance system, validate is that the PIN, and let me also say this, there is a reason we developed the PCRS model. It's because a lot of employers send in monies into accounts that don't exist, into accounts that do not even belong to those PFAs and all of that. So what we validate is that this PIN is correct, number one, and that it belongs to this PFA. The moment we assure that this PIN, the money for it is going to the PIN that is listed by the employer and is going to the right PFA, we do not check name. It's intentional. Like I said, names validation on those applications will return a very huge volume of validation errors. We started, when we implemented PCC, the pension client certificate, we started with that name validation. And I can bet you in a day, 95% of transactions had issues. And so we had to unplug the name validation and just ensure that the PIN is correct, the PFA is correct. So that is the reason that is. So that's that. Then somebody for PCC. I believe strongly that where these issues exist is because the account has not been recaptured. Where account has been recaptured, there should be consistency. There should be consistency where account has been recaptured. But where it's not been recaptured, then we might observe these inconsistencies. So I don't think there will be a situation of a recaptured account having a name mismatch between PFA and PenCom. Like I said, I don't think there should be any of such situation. So I think I've answered the question that have been asked. I'll pick the questions in the chat room, and I will try to.
Let me support you with that, because I've been trying to sieve them, especially the ones you've responded to. So
Okay.
I would just read out the ones that have not received response. So Joy Odumosu, she has sent this a lot of times, so I can imagine how important this is to her. So she says someone has tried to do a data recapture on the PenCap website, but it came back with, please specify the employment record phone number. And it showed in 3 different places under personal information, employment record, and next of kin data. So what does that mean for that individual trying to recapture?
Okay.
Should I read all of them, or we'll go one after the other?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to think that should be an old issue. We had that issue at the beginning, and that was fixed. However, if it does still exist, please bring it up with your PFA, and the PFA will use the direct support line to get resolution to that. Yes, there was a lot of occurrences of the requirement for phone number, employer, and all of that, which was not part of the design, and then they were correct. That was corrected. But so I believe it should be an old problem. If it still exists, please raise it with your PFA, and the PFA will use the support line to get it fixed.
Okay, great. Oluwayemisi Oke says, I started the recapturing process. Upon clicking on sign up and inputting details, I received a prompt saying RSA PIN has been captured. This is my first time trying. What does this mean? Does it mean somebody has used her PIN before?
That's what it means. If you get a message that says RSA have been recaptured, means you have been recaptured. And if you feel strongly that you have not recaptured, like I said, there are several instances. Let me give you an example. We've had people who recaptured with someone else's name for some reason of coincidences. They were able to go through. And so you could be in that situation where there is a name mismatch, there is a name clash, and somebody possessed that account for that purpose. And if the system says you have been recaptured, the system has been intelligent enough to look at the data and say this account is already recaptured. If you feel otherwise, please raise a complaint to your PFA, and that will be looked into.
Right, so the next question here says, this is from Chidebere Anuna. He or she says, how can one harmonize 2 pins using the platform? Probably a situation where one RSO holder has 2 pins.
Okay, yes, we like if you listen to my initial speech, we have, for reasons of that was why ECRS came up on the 1st of July 2019, because now we have a unique identifier for identity of personal information. So if you some people have had multiple pins, and there is a process in the industry through which we resolve multiple pins. And this is, you can write to PenCom directly. Don't forget that PenCom is now paperless. We do not accept paper complaints. You have to send it by email, and maybe so you have to send it by email. So you can send your request by email and list your 2 pins and the PFAs they belong, and that will be treated and reconciled. You must, however, ensure that before you send a request for multiple pin resolution, one of them have been recaptured. If both are yet to be recaptured, there's no way we can resolve your multiple pin, because for multiple pin resolution, one of the pins must have been recaptured. Now, let me also say that on the recapture form, there is an opportunity to say, I have another pin. So if on the RSA module, if you are capturing, you see your PFA and your pin, then you say, I have another pin. You can submit the pin and the PFA it belongs. Currently, that information had not been in use because this platform was not intended for that. However, we might consider looking at submissions through that platform and say, okay, let's see what we can do about those ones who have declared on that form that they have multiple people. Currently, the process is either you submit your request to your PFA or you send it via email to PenCom. So that is the process.
All right, thank you, sir. And the next question is, so Evelyn Tacey says, if you mistakenly provided a wrong PFA name and it was rejected after you had submitted, there's now no provision for editing to your correct PFA name on the pen cap. So what should such individual do?
Okay, this is one of the processes that we have put in place to avoid identity theft. Because why will you have a PFA and you don't know your PFA? So the system will block you and you cannot go further. So the solution is to report your case to your PFA, and then the support team for PenCap will investigate it, and where in alliance with your PFA, we agree that it's a genuine error, we will release it and allow you to start all over. But the essence is we want to protect your data. We don't want somebody to say, this is my PIN, but my PFA is PFA A when it's actually PFA C. And then we say, okay, correct it. It tries again PFA D. It doesn't match. It tries again PFA F. So this could lead to identity theft. And we are very careful, because we are fully in compliance with data protection laws in Nigeria. We are compliant with International Standard Organization, ISO, on information security management. And so some of these things are based on those practices, and then we lock it until we're able to manually verify, and then if we find genuineness in the error, we will release and allow you to start and continue.
Okay, great. All right. Another question here is about the list of local governments. This from Abimbola Ajayi. Says it's incomplete for some states. It appears to be incomplete for some states, so it's a challenge for people to register. They are unable to proceed. Kindly advise on how to resolve this.
Okay. For those who are having this problem, and including the PFAs who are on this platform, I'm sure we know that the simplest thing any application we do is there's a standard list of countries is available. There's a standard list of states, local governments, all of these things are available, and that system is loaded with those information. However, the developer of this system is looking at what we have observed is the intelligence of the system and the responsiveness of the system. So sometimes if you are typing too slow, it cuts off and then detaches from the search. It's according to the developer, it's an intentional sensitivity, but we have noted that it's causing a lot of issues because people think that it's not there, but it's actually there. So we are working on this to ensure that. So most time, what happens is that when that happens, we through the PFA and the developers support platform, we notify the developer that it ensures that is taken care of. But it's not an issue of non-availability because I can upload, I can open for you now all the local government and here you cannot find anyone missing. I think there are 744. So that's the issue. It's a problem, but we are working on it to fix it.
All right, great. Thank you for that. The other one says, how can we resolve issues around employees who have failed to provide their pension details for monthly pension remittance? I think this was dealt with in the previous KSS, but if you don't mind responding to this, it says all effort to get them registered with the PFA of their choice has proved abortive.
Okay. Thank you. The PRA 2014 provided for employers to register on behalf of an employee who has refused to register after and the employer wants to be in compliance. The PRA allows you to go and register with minimal information on behalf of your PFA, and then so we have made a provision where you register what we call a temporary PIN, and with that temporary PIN you can make all your remittances, you can do anything, but you cannot withdraw, you cannot process anything because this person has not come to be fully identified. So please, if you have that situation, please walk up to your any PFA of your choice, register a temporary PIN with minimal information for those your employees. However, on a very funny note, and thank God the DG NECA is here. I know that there is human rights and there are employee rights. But I ask myself I play myself in the position of an employer and ask why I will employ you and you will not register. So I think that even from the employer consultative side, we should begin to find how we can implement sanction regimes too, where an employee that refuses to register an RSA because it's a legal matter, and you as an employer is subject to sanctions, that you can also implement a sanction regime where salaries are not paid until it's not within my jurisdiction. But when we discuss in our space, these are the things that we feel should be doable, where salary is stopped. For example, in some organizations, the process for paying salary and pension remittance and even tax remittances is a continuous flow, and they are technology driven. So if it breaks in the middle for you, that means your entire system, including tax remittance, salary payment, is taken off. And so I think NECA will also look into this and advise and look at the laws or labor laws and see whether that is doable, because I don't know how I will employ you and you will not meet all the requirements for your employment, which includes registering your tax identification number and your pension identification number. So, but in the meantime, you can register a temporary PIN and then continue to make your remittances until this staff or employee deems fit to go and open a
all right. So Thank you, sir. We'll take 3 more questions and we'll be done because we've overshot our time, but I believe it has been very, very worth everyone's while. So this other question, I know you've answered questions on facial mismatch errors, but now this person is asking, so in a situation where your primary or secondary document has a picture of you that is quite old and you've changed, tremendously, maybe due to good living, what then would you advise such people to do? So if the picture you took many years ago, for instance, your NI, maybe such person took it while they were much younger, and now it's saying a facial mismatch, what can they do now that they've, changed facially?
Okay. Let me say this. The technology of facial matching is not as insensitive. I mean, let me use the positive side. It's very sensitive. And what I mean is that age, except a very distant age, can cause a mismatch. But a picture you took 10 years ago, and it's clear, most of the time, the mismatches are not age-based mismatches. They are clarity of the image mismatches. Most times, almost 95% time of the time. It's not age, it's not because you won't even present your 5 years old image or 15-year-old image. When did you register your name? When did you register your international passport, which is renewable at the maximum of 10 years? So a 10 years old picture of you will not create a mismatch. Most time it is those issues that I've highlighted in the past. Clarity of the image and the clarity of the live capture and the document uploaded. Those are the reasons why it happens. Most of the time, they are not because of age, long age of generating those pictures.
Okay, all right, thank you. So the second to the last, it says, I have completed my recapturing, but it keeps getting rejected. Over 7 times now for different reasons. I have provided the correct information already. Currently, it is being rejected because of my employer's phone number, which is correct. Can all necessary corrections be highlighted at once? Also, please create a space to update documents for change of name separately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The space to do change of name is separate. And if you have done your recapture, you will see on all the information you are recapturing, you will see on surname, on first name, you will see a pen, which means this is editable. When you click on those pens, it will take you to where to put in your additional or your changed information with supporting documents. So if your surname has changed either for marriage reason or whatever, you can do it on the self-service. Just click on the pen on surname because it will have brought your old name. Then you click on the pen, it will open a different page, put in the new name, and then add the supporting document that needed to be added, and then upload. It will take it and go to your PFA. Your PFA will cite the supporting document, and if it matches, they will approve.
Okay, thank you, sir.
For the rejection based on phone number, please, if you have that issue, reach out to your PFA. Like I said, I don't know how long this issue has been. We have, to the best of our knowledge, resolved it. However, if it's occurring for you as we speak, please reach your PFA. Your PFA will get it resolved through the direct support with the developer and PenCom and PenOp.
All right, great. And now the final one for today, it says, good day, sir. Please, if a client started doing self-service and after 30 days, they didn't complete it, and later they log in, it now shows expired. So the status says expired. How can they be able to refresh or start afresh?
Okay, thank you. Like I said, these are other also security issues that we have considered. To recapture all your information, you need a maximum of 5 to 10 minutes. Or let me say for tech-savvy people, even 2 to 10 minutes. Now, we allowed, because of this challenge of I left it and abandoned it and I came back, we agreed on 30 days to allow you to have come back. For one reason, you were looking for a document, you abandoned it, you come back. Now, we also are conscious about data harvesting, we are conscious about identity theft. And because of that, that will be expired and you will need to reach to your PFA before that can be corrected, because we also want to protect you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Mr. Wohale, I see your question, but it's related to you as a PFA, so you may want to reach out to PenOp or PenCom directly for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Olayemi. Thank you to the over 500 people who joined. But before we close, we'd just like to let you know that if for any reason, maybe you have challenges with doing it by yourself. Now, aside going to your PFA, which are across all the states, at least in Nigeria, and just like Mr. Olayemi said, they are there to support you and help you. So if you know you can't do it yourself or you're experiencing challenges, please reach out to your PFA. And NECA has also graciously decided that there are 2 ICT academies, their ICT center, one in Lagos and one in Abuja. With support from PenOp, they will be able to help RSA holders who probably can't do the self-service registration themselves. So if you're in any of this category, either reach out to your PFA or you reach out to NECA, and my colleague would share the support emails now, that if you have any further questions, you can reach out to, so that we can give you more support. We've overshot our time by, I think, like 19 minutes. So we'd really just want to ensure everyone goes back to their desk to do all the activities. And to the PFAs, for the issues or challenges you have, there are appropriate names for redressing that through PenOp or PenCom. So please use those available means or channels. I don't think we have any other thing left. So in that, on that note, I would like to say thank you once again to the DG of PenCom. Thank you to the DG of NECA. Thank you to the acting CEO of PenOp. Thank you to Mr. Yodele Olayemi for this very important engagement that we have all had. And please, we would share, we'll share the video, we'll share the links, we'll share all those things that you actually need so that you can support your employees. And in the event you do have challenges, please reach out to us. Now, the email for PenOp, I don't know if Okwe can hear me, but please, you can also display the emails on the screen. Okay, great, it's coming up. All right, so info@penop.com.ng. And then for NECA, you can send that to neca@neca.org.ng. So if you have any further concerns, challenges, or inquiries, please do not hesitate to send your emails, and you'll be responded to appropriately. And for NECA members as well, you already know the right channels to reach out to us for any form of support or assistance. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Please enjoy the rest of your day and have a good weekend. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Isabella, for fantastic sharing.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, madam.
and see you soon. Take care.
See you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Isabella, for the wonderful sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, NECA. Thank you.